I gotta get. I said, bro, don't really like the zero sugar. Yeah, I'm gonna start to get some more. Is it any more in there? No, it's all okay.
Yeah. You know. Shalom, shalom, shalom. We have to start off by giving our honor and glory to
Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Kakadash.
We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. We well. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. We out of GMS Mississippi camp. All right. And look, we had a couple situations go down over the past, couple weeks. Jake basically found dead. One was in Louisiana. Biloxi. Yeah. But another one was like Horn Lake, Mississippi, or something like this.
Yeah. Well, it was actually off the mainland of Biloxi. It's like what you call it, an island, 20 minutes from Biloxi. So it's called the island. It's called Horn Island.
And you gotta understand, man. Esau was a robot on the left hand side. He's programmed to hurt you, man, to unalive you, man. We are not created the same. But as the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, man. And it also says in Psalm 23, thy rod and thy staff shall comfort me. Now, rod is for correction, all right? The staff is for guiding, like leading. So what do we led with? The word. So if these leaders had taught our people who the real enemy was, then the sheep would not be getting slaughtered by these wolves, man. You got it, bro.
This is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Yep. Because look, what was Jake taught? To integrate with the enemy. You have a natural born enemy. You don't have to make your brother the enemy because you got a natural born enemy. We don't got to do the blue red bandana thing. My neighborhood, your neighborhood, because you got a natural born op. And you niggas have no ambition to go towards Esau the way you go at your own people, man.
Straight out the womb.
Say it again?
Yeah, straight out the womb.
Straight out the womb. You got a natural innate. We was beefing from the womb. And what Webber say? Beefing since way back in middle school in the 6th. You know, but hey, going back to Jacob and Esau, man.
In the womb.
In the womb. You have an innate natural born enemy. But if you were led by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, and you had cleaved to your teachers, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone, you would know not to go out with no damn Edomites.
And then you said innate from the womb. This is Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed.
And the woman ain't got no damn seed. So that's a metaphor for the nation of Israel. So the offspring of the nation of Israel and the offspring of the serpent, which is the Edomites, all right, they're going to have opposition, man, with each other.
That's right.
All right.
Back into Genesis 3:15. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. It shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel.
Yep. All right. It shall bruise his head. You should bruise it. Going back to that the overthrow of the Roman Empire. All right. Then it hit with the Renaissance, the rebirth. All right. But there's always going to be opposition in every incarnation. All right. How the Grecians took over Jerusalem, then the Romans took over Jerusalem. All right. How the Edomites helped the Babylonians. All right. Capture Israelites. You had the slave trade, man. So every incarnation, all right, it was beef.
Yeah, going into, like you said, Zaquan, bruising your heel, because even when you think about that injury of an Achilles tendon, like when you do the research, I think basketball players are 85 to 90%. They have the probability to actually heal, but you don't come back from no headshot. So when your house shot comes back, he's gonna bruise his Esau's head going into this last kingdom, this last rulership. Yep. So you know, a snake cannot come back from a headshot, but a basketball player can come back from what? An Achilles tendon.
Yeah, you say you cut the head off, everything would die.
That's right. If you live in the country a lot, they would say whenever you came across a snake, make sure you couldn't cut the head off.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, bro.
Let's go on, because you were talking about, the history. It goes, we have a natural born enemy. And when we were talking about it before it came with camp. Jake don't understand the history of how ain't nothing you can do to integrate with Esau. Esau been wanting to kill us since the beginning. This genocide. This Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
Yep. So Esau already had it in his heart. He was going to slay Jacob, man. All right. And it ultimately represented the nation of Edom going after the nation of Jacob, man. That's why we're in this low place. This is the working of the small heads, man, which are the elite of the nation of Israel, the nation of Edom. All right, but you niggas are misguided. The 12 tribes are misguided. That's why you always fall into the snare of Esau. You walk right into the jaws of a lion because you were taught to be at peace with the lion, integrate with the lion. These are apex predators. All right, hey, hey, before we get those scriptures, get Genesis 25. It said Esau be a cunning hunter. You got a hunter who hates you, and you were misled to think that you're supposed to be at peace with this hunter who hates you. This man got an accurate aim. You know, come on now.
And even in the animal kingdom, you don't see zebras hanging around with giraffes.
They don't.
Lions hanging around with tigers.
Yep.
You know, so you stick to your tribe.
Straight to the point.
You get to straight to that one.
This is Genesis 25 and 27. And the boys grew. Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents.
Esau was a cunning hunter. So, but going back to the prior scripture that was just brought out, Esau said, "I'm gonna make it my business to unalive Jacob." But and he's a cunning hunter, and he's a systemic cunning hunter now.
And the definition, like we can use this as a cunning hunter. You know, you make it seem like you cool with Jay. You invite him on an outing, then you set him up to kill him.
Yep, you de-arm him.
Then you de-arm him so you can get him what they call it. So he'll be relaxed. He's not on high alert. And then you smoke.
And that's the nature of an Edomite too.
Yeah.
Edomite is always making the effort to get you to laugh, get you to smile.
Right.
Those are the ones you gotta look out for.
Because when you hunt, what are you doing with an animal? You're studying his behaviors. You're studying his characteristics. And most of the time when you get that killed, that's when the animal is at its lax. If you have a deer hunt, they're usually eating, or she's the doe. You're not supposed to kill bucks, but the doe, she usually chilling. You're not catching them while they high alert. You wear them down. When they relax, then you kill them. But going back to how Esau dealt with Jacob, because Esau be like you said, he'll be cool with you. Esau try to joke with you, laugh and play. He might try to shoot a little pool or something, buy you a drink. But it's just one thing I know from experience, and I say this from experience. Esau is their way for the perfect time. All that shit is really just it cool, fine, and dandy. But as soon as that Esau, he gonna show his color. What the scripture say? Like if you, it's like as if you wipe the looking glass and found out his brush is not all wiped away.
Yeah, I'm holding that. I want to add to your point. When they're out hunting, what they do? What they use? Lure. Yeah. They lure them in, but what? Using the scent. That scent, they arouse them. So what? They'll capture Jake arousement by what? Entertainment, food, any kind of their lust, and what? They use that to lure men to these cities.
Yeah.
They use that to lure men to these cities, and what? We should call it hunt in the barrel. Yep. Fish in the barrel, something.
Frog in the pot.
Fish in the barrel.
Yeah, shooting fish in the barrel.
Yeah. Because it's a concentrated number of you in a small vicinity. So it's easy to hit you. The traps are in the cities. In the cities.
The first Purge with the guy that just played in that movie that showed Nemesis when they weren't killing. When Esau sent the mercenary, where did he go? He went directly to the Section 8 apartments in the hood.
Yep.
He went straight there, and that's what they were doing all on the line.
All those experiments, all those testings, all those vaccinations on your kids, all those studies, and come on, man. Are you an experiment, man? All right. Oh, you go ahead. Never trust our enemies.
It's Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, starting at verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so his wickedness. Though he humble himself.
You never trust your enemy, man. You never trust your enemy. But again, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So our people don't know who their enemies are. You think your enemy is a blood, a so-called Mexican gang member? No, it's the Edomites, so-called white people whose father's lineage goes back to Esau. Right? Read that other part there.
Okay. Verse 10 or 11. Verse 10. Never trust thine enemy.
You never trust your enemy. Go ahead.
For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Meaning what? So eventually, all you gotta do is wait and watch. As soon as you do that, what's gonna happen? That wickedness, meaning his spirit, is gonna surface. You're gonna see what he's truly about. And just like Zaquan said, what they do is they'll treat you good for a long period of time to de-arm you, to get you relaxed, so you won't be on high alert. And then next thing you know, bang, he done hit you. Now you dead because of some blunt force trauma to the head.
And what, like, and you brought up this point too, Priest. They key thing is isolation, man.
Yeah.
You know, they wait till the right moment. A lot of times the right moment is when you are outnumbered. Mm-hmm. So all those years y'all put around each other, the months, and y'all kids was hanging with each other and stuff like that. Now they got to the moment where you were isolated, man. Jake weakness is when he's outside his element. Like those truck drivers that be in the sundown town, you outside your element.
But like Priest was talking about, like our parents told us about it. Yeah. Back in the day, I remember one time I got my BB gun for Christmas. So I'm out there in the woods. My dad heard me yell. That was my first time seeing a flying squirrel just come from the tree, and it was gliding towards me and shit. But so when I yelled, like, what's going on? I told him I was out there in the woods hunting with 2 Edomites. He said, "God damn it, get your ass in the house." Shit. He said, "God damn it, get your ass in the house." Because he said, what they'll do something to you, and we wouldn't know where to start looking for your ass at. But I knew back then that those were my enemies.
Hey, those are motherfucking enemies, man. But Jake's simple.
Just coming aboard different Jakes, like even Eve, they was just saying, they always say their top, their parents and grandparents to like be careful of these particular group of people, man. The Edomites, man. Like I said, Jake's nation, they know this is the wicked according to the Bible. Whether they know it indirectly or directly, but they know it's something very iffy about these particular group of people, man.
You can feel it around here.
Yep.
You can feel it.
You be around a bunch of so-called white boys like in high school days,
you can
just feel the spirit like, hey, this is not my group of people.
Yep.
Certain gas stations, you can feel it.
Yeah.
Like Denver, Mississippi.
Yeah.
You can't stop in that motherfucker.
No.
Stop Denver. Shit, stop there. You want to.
Hey, follow your spirit too, Jake.
Yeah.
Follow your spirit, man. Follow your spirit. Your spirit gonna speak before anything else does. If you feel outside your comfort zone, they call it white space. When you moving in white space, you that only Jake amongst a bunch of Edomites, like at work. Yeah. You in white space. Hey, I follow your spirit, man.
It's going one more. Cairo, Illinois. One officer, like in the 90s, may have been in the 80s, said he stopped to get some gas on his way from Mississippi to Chicago, Illinois. Said he stopped to get some gas. They wouldn't even serve him.
Yep.
Because he was Jake.
Yep. And it's certain Jakes. There's actually a grace period. If Edomite be like, hey, I better get up out of here. Take that serious, yeah. Like they're like, hey, I gotta get up out of here. Don't try to play tough guy. Just get out, man. Because look, we got real enemies, man, and they're not human. They human, but they're not human.
And the system with them.
Yeah, the system with them.
They know this shit.
So it's gonna be the dumbest explanation as to why you're missing. It won't logically make sense, but they're gonna get away. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead, bro.
This is the book. Okay. This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself among. So like thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people.
Yeah, but basically, you're not offending the city, but don't put yourself in an environment where your existence is offending the people. In certain places in these states in America, you being a Jake in their environment, that's an offense to them, man. It ain't like a history of gang banging. No, who you are as an Israelite, you're offending that multitude, man. Get up out of there.
That shows that on movie Life. Soon Clay and Rob walked in the store to get that pie. And as soon as they got there, they all looked at them. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, God damn, what the fuck they doing? Right. But what you saying, when you walked in there, what them niggas doing here? And that's exactly what it is.
That's that old sign. You watch some shows, you'll go and like see certain restaurants, they have like no blacks allowed.
Right.
Or we get the rights to refuse black. Well, today, that's really the sign ain't up there, but when you walk in, because I done been through there, when you walk in the store and everybody just stop, it's like you had that slow moment where the music stopped playing for a second. The spirit tell you get your ass out of there.
Yep. Hey, follow that spirit, man. Jake is very spiritual. Follow that. Go ahead, bro.
Like Saints going, you said a couple times, like, get out. But there was a movie called Get Out. Basically telling Jake, don't be around you like that. Because they have no good intentions for you, man.
Esau not human, man.
He was the token Jake in that movie.
Oh, yeah. He's about to
Get out.
I guess how he was lured in. The extension of the woman, that snap.
And she knew it. It was planned out.
from the beginning.
She knew what it was because he wasn't the first one.
Yeah.
She had a whole body of Jakes, a whole portfolio of niggas.
It's another video going recent, viral. Jake out there in Michigan attended a music festival with a group of so-called white people, man. and found her.
He
You
home.
know what I'm saying?
But it's Yahweh Bashim Shai. Because the scripture say, who aroused him up. So all these unalivings is here to shake you niggas up, man. Y'all want to make prison your home. Well, I'm not going to keep running. You got it, bro.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 7. Do not look around in the streets of a city and nor wander about its deserted sections.
Yep. Hey,
Trying to find spots to go to, man.
Yeah,
In this
yeah.
day and time.
I know the deserted sea is like a sundown town.
Yeah.
And that I mean, you can use it
Yeah.
in that context. You know, it's deserted because you're the only Jake there. You know what I mean? It's a sundown town, man. But you looking for like a little clubs, little bars or some shit. You know, maybe it was passing through. Get the fuck out of there, man. Get your gas and leave if you can. You know, because I went to an interracial church growing up, and I knew an Edomite couple from Iowa. There was like certain parts of Iowa that we can't go to. You know, so it's all over. It ain't just a Mississippi thing. It's all over the United States.
That's what they think. They really think it's all about the South.
Nah,
No, it's some damn devils there too.
the devil's everywhere.
Progressive,
Yeah.
they racist.
That's it.
And then when you leave a city, you in the country. So even if you are up north, even if you leave the city, you're in the country.
Yeah, that's right.
If you're in a rural area in another state, out of state, you're in the country.
Go outside Chicago,
Yeah.
like you say, bro. Illinois is strictly country.
You still in the country, and they got the same
Cornfields and shit.
cornfield, and they got the same racist mentality, the same hatred, man. So that's every fucking word, man. I think we talked about this last time. The inner city is usually liberal, Democrat, but then the rural areas is always conservative, Republican and shit. Same shit, man. Esau was a cunning hunter. What say, dwelling in the field?
Yep.
The rural area, that's more like the field. That's the element, man. All right.
This is jumping down to verse 13, Ecclesiastes, Sirach 9:13. Keep thee far from the man that had the power to kill.
So don't put yourself in an environment where you can get unalive and nothing to happen. It's no witnesses, you know, but you're gonna learn the nature of your enemy.
Right.
Jake's so caught up in black culture, they think another nigga is their enemy.
Right.
So they can't fathom how somebody hates you for no reason. You can't fathom this man hate. You have a natural born enemy.
You a Kendrick fan, so you mad at Drake.
You a Kendrick fan, so you mad at Drake, but you can't think outside of that. You can't think outside of that, man. You know. Go ahead.
It says, so shalt thou not doubt the fear of death.
Hey, read that part one more time, man.
Keep thee, this is back at the top of 13, keep thee far from the man that had the power to kill.
And where did he get that power to kill from? Genesis 4:15. And Yahweh said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
That's right.
And Yahweh set a mark on Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
But there was always accounts where an allegation of an Edomite woman would get raped in the 20th century, and that caused hundreds of Jakes to get put to death off of allegations, man. Because going back to that, whoever slayed Cain should be slayed sevenfold. Like whatever you did to the Amalekites over there in Israel, what was the punishment? All right, towards Ishmael, man. You see, or the allegation with Pearl Harbor, and allegedly Ammon dropped the bombs on Pearl Harbor, and what did Esau do at the end of World War II? Hiroshima, Nagasaki, man. Let's get enslaved sevenfold. So, like I said, you can't. How can I put this? If Esau wants you and you're in his element, it's over with, man. We're here to serve punishment for the transgression from Yahweh Bashim Shai.
He has, like you said, he has all factions working for him.
He owns the power structure.
He owns the power structure, you know.
He's the judge, the jury, and the plaintiff.
Right, because even when I seen the goddamn the police officer, that I think he's like the superior, I don't know if he's a captain, law enforcement. But that nigga was like, when I seen this, I said, oh, ain't shit gonna happen. He was like, yeah, no foul play.
And then there was a Jake found lynched on a college campus in Mississippi, like last year.
Ole Miss. Was it on? What was it at?
Delta State. Delta State. Not a mother, because you go to
Delta State? Yeah. No, it's come out. Delta State.
But guess what? They said that he hung himself. Mom said was no signs of depressed mood, no depression or nothing. So they made an example. If he was gonna kill himself, why didn't he do it in an isolated, you know what I'm saying, situation, like in his room or somewhere just isolated? Why would you hang yourself out there in the middle of Delta. I mean, of the campus of Delta State.
And
That makes sense.
that makes good sense. That breakdown, man. Let me go to the woods and hang myself. I can just hang myself right here, in my bedroom.
That mean might grab that nigga up and they hung his ass, man.
I think you just hold on for.
When you go up to that area, like in the Delta parts of the Mississippi, even where I'm from, like they still to this day, you still got they call it a white folk and black folk neighborhood.
So,
it's a
right.
bridge. It's a bridge that separates that. And once you go over there, you know Jake start tightening up and everything. But even to this day, it's still that division.
That's right. That's right.
I got this real quick. This Sirach 5:15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." I brought that out because Jake don't understand that white national spirit has riled back up.
Yep.
You know, these Edomites are tired of apologizing for how they got America, for how they came into power. They on their white supremacy shit. Like their spirit is back in the earth. And see, Jake not on that. See, Jake is not in the loop of what's really going on, so he don't know that these Edomites are more emboldened than they ever been in these times.
Then they got Jake fatigue.
Yep.
You know, they getting tired of being blamed for being the conquerors of America and how they got America. And
so-called usual suspect videos not making it any better.
that's right.
You know
And then they're losing on the economic level. So they getting their rocks off of these unalivings. You know, you got to understand the nature of your enemy and know thy enemy, know thyself.
So Jake got the illusion of inclusion.
Yep.
He just fit in, will be that token boy, that token guy.
Because Jake is in a sucker place. His mind is stuck in social media land. Was it more to that? Oh, you got it, please.
And I can say real quick, it said be not ignorant, man. And ignorant going into lack of wisdom and knowledge. And that's why the Lord said people gonna be destroyed because of the lack of wisdom, man. Now how you gonna have a all-out argument with some Edomites, then you decide to go, you know what I'm saying, out on the water with them and hanging out like it's all good. You know, you can't get an argument with Jake and go to his hood with him, man. So, you know, these people are ignorant, bro. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 140, starting at verse 1 in the NLT. Oh Lord, rescue me from evil people.
Who are those evil people? Edomites. Man, those are Most High given demons, man. Those are Most High made robots. They're programmed to hate you and destroy, man. You rap about your hood. You grew up in the hood because of Edomites. You grew up in the hood because of systemic hatred.
Right.
Your daddy brother was on crack because of systemic hatred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your mama was y'all grew up in the projects because of systemic hatred, man. Your great granddaddy couldn't get a house because of redlining, because of systemic hatred. We got natural born enemies, man. Come on, man. All right, go ahead.
And we still struggling this day.
To this day.
But instead of the womb now inside of Rebecca, now the womb is inside her.
Come on, man. The storyline in Jake music is because your Edomites wrote the storyline.
Yeah.
Edomites made Esau gave you the curriculum. I'm a F your wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna kill you niggas. So the average Jake, he's a demon to his own people. And nothing else exists outside of the nigga world. So you have no concept of how you have an actual enemy. All right.
He wrote something crazy about that too. Like even when Esau Edom, and because the tribe, they're like in self-destruct mode.
Mm-hmm.
And Esau Edom, he projects that. Even with hard metal, rock and roll is demonic, but they even come together in worshiping Satan.
Yeah.
Esau Edom is on one accord all the way through.
Right.
Yeah, because Jake come to a Boosie concert, niggas get killed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
It's like I watched a documentary on that, and I think we talked about it before. They were actually a metal group. They would like ask them how they make their music. Basically, they would do these rituals, and basically they would get their lyrics and stuff from the demons, and they'll go out and record the song and send the track to a witch, and she'll put all these spells on it. So when you print it out, you basically inviting demons into your house. But what the issue was, Jake wasn't listening to that back then, so they had to come out with music to do the same thing, and that's when they came out with NWA, Tupac. So when you listen to all this drill rap, you're doing what they initially was designing for to do, which is invite all these demons right in your house among you.
That's right. That's it.
It's spiritual.
And they do the video games and the movies the same way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know,
Grand Theft Auto and
John Tide.
John Todd. Okay, come.
Yeah.
Back in Psalms 140, verse 1, in the NLT, oh Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, rescue me from evil people, protect me from those who are violent.
Who are those that are Esau? Esau, man. Esau was that violent man. Look at his track record in history.
Kill somebody. How can you murder somebody on a boating outing?
But those are just Edomites working as individuals in a group. This man systemically is violent. He's been violent to all of the heathen. He's been violent to the whole earth. How are you violent to the air? You violent to the air that we breathe. You're violent to the water that we drink out of, man. All right? You're violent to the food. You're violent to the animals. You're violent to life. And then these are just your little kids. These are your badass kids in their element. You know how badass kids set a dog on fire? That's your badass kids hanging the Jake, man.
And a good son.
Yeah. Come on, man. Yeah, I know that movie, man.
If you want to see how wicked Esau is, watch The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin.
And it's in your nature, man. See, everybody going to female nature and shit like that. But you don't go into Idumean nature, man. This man has a nature. All right? You got it.
Verse 2, those who plot evil in their hearts and stir up trouble all day long.
And that plot is manifested through those decrees, man. All right? Through the legislation, man. But then on an individual level, which is what makes the news, Jake found lynched. Because individual group Edomites, all right, they come together and hang a Jake. But after a while, Jake is your fault. Because you trust your enemy, man. And this thing called life, you learn not to internalize, but to compartmentalize. So you can't internalize why a snake bit you. You got to identify a snake when you see it. That's a snake. So you got to identify, this is my enemy, so why would I go out with him to put myself in this situation?
Right. See, Jake think it can't happen to me.
Right.
It won't happen to me. They're different from everybody else. It's the same spirit as everybody.
So is this to say this being bold in a plain way?
Yeah.
It's a quick Google search. I said, we all know, but just for edification, I said, who is the natural born enemy of Jacob? It said the natural born enemy of Jacob is his twin brother Esau.
What up, twin?
Their intense rivalry began before they were even born.
Hey, somebody hold that Genesis 25, how they wrestled in the womb. Go ahead. I got that.
As two infants, they struggled with each other even inside of their mother's womb. Hundreds of years after Jacob and Esau had died, the Israelites and Edomites became even more bitter enemies.
And if I could just add, and then ultimately it started in the spiritual realm, because it was prescribed from Yahweh through Yahweh Shah on how it would play out on earth. And the first incident of that happening is what that hatred that the Most High ordained between the woman seed and the serpent seed.
I got the last part, now I got a precept for it. It says the Edomites even often aided the other enemies of the Israelites in any attacks.
What's that, Psalms 130?
Remember, oh Lord, the children of Edom. Who said the day of Jerusalem? Who said raise it? Meaning erase them. Even to the foundation thereof. Man.
Wait a minute. When we was coming out of Egypt and when they blocked the highway, you know.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 70 and 71. It says, just as he promised through all his holy prophets long ago, now we will be saved from our enemies, who is Esau, and from all other who hate us, going to the other heathen nations.
Because the punishment is being under Esau, man. It's the punishment, man. You're not supposed to be born into this life trying to figure out how to get money. We touched down in America, what, 16, 19? So we supposed to be inherited something from our forefathers, man. You born broke. In most cases, you were born broke. You were born with health issues, all right? Because Esau injected you with all type of poisons, all right? We're going to get the scriptures. Will you hold us up, bro? I got precept. I'm going to let all these, but get precepts out first, man. Zechariah 5 and 11, I believe. All right. Hosea 8 and 8.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about seeking whom he may devour.
Hey, like Elder Yasuama been bringing out, man. First and foremost, the prophets. Because what we're proclaiming is now classified as what? NAFTA? What we're proclaiming is now classified as terrorism, man. All right? The Esau is the devil. How America became a great country, all right, through robbery and theft. Now the people who say that, which is us, now it's classified as the T-boys, man, terrorism, man. But on a broader spectrum, Esau has drawn out a narrative to ultimately capture you. All right, scientific racism, black fatigue. He's building up a narrative to unalive you. Y'all ever seen that the interview of Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith? All right, everybody knows she had a so-called affair with August Alsina, right? How you say his name? But before she came to that point, she had to build up a narrative. She had to say all this. She had to make it seem like Will Smith was like this detestable man, just to justify what she always wanted to say, how she slept with old boy. So that's what movie directors do, or writers of a show do. Before they unalive a character, before they make him a bad guy, they justify. They make him an asshole to justify getting rid of the character.
What they also call character assassination.
Yeah. So what they're doing, the so-called black fatigue, is a drawn out narrative. Scientific racism goes back to wartime propaganda, all right, to justify hunting us, man. Because just how you kill so many heathen in the Middle East, in the back of your mind, they're T-boys anyway. You know, in the back of your mind, they work for Al Qaeda anyway. Same thing with Gad. Oh, he's a savage anyway. They got to be civilized anyway. So now they're hitting us with the criminal narrative.
That's why Esau let all this crime go on in the inner city.
Yep.
Because Esau can stop their inner city crime in a week.
Yep.
You know, they really put their hammer down, and they showed you examples of it with ICE. Well, DC won no murders for what, like a month?
Yeah, right.
You know, 0 murders when they really put all them alphabet agencies out there. But Esau got to keep their narrative going, because what's one thing they tell you about every holiday? The shootings in Chicago. How many people died this weekend in Chicago? And then a lot of that be blackface, you know, CIA operatives. But Esau need that narrative that Jake is this unruly beast. So when he make his moves to go at all the tribes, he just getting rid of the problem.
It's important to prove your point, because in Chicago, the murder rate goes up when holidays and on the weekends. That's when these Edomites were off.
And that goes back to George Bush, the father, his NWO speech about the law of the jungle. That society you're in right now, they consider that as the law of the jungle. So when they come, with they so-called New World Order, it's like the rule of law.
Order out of chaos.
But they're doing it through order out of chaos, you know. Just to go back to a priest of law scripture that shows you how Jake right now, their situational awareness skills is at a horrible level right now. We go through the most vulnerable, chaotic times, going through Jacob's trouble. You want to join hand-to-hand thinking everybody's your buddy.
You still got Jake on TikTok videos. Recently, after old boy died. I'm talking about he on the fucking boat with Edomites going somewhere to swim, and them saxophone playing. And he's just panning the camera around like, look at these niggas. You cannot feel sorry for these motherfuckers, man.
But you know what? That lion be going for that the little gazelle that be unaware. The elephant that didn't want it off in La La Land. But I know brothers got scriptures though.
This is Psalms 55 and 21. It says the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah, and that's all Edomites. From a systemic elite standpoint to average residents in the United States, man. They all got that spirit of Satan in them, man. So they hate you with a perfect hatred. You didn't have to do anything to him personally. See, Jake stuck in that world. You know, like shit, we ain't do nothing to him.
Jake ain't on that, because you could be on this, that word covert.
Oh, yeah.
Jake don't understand covert war.
Yeah, God.
Like Jake look at crack, and Jake think it's the way to get rich.
Right.
Quick, but not knowing it's chemical warfare from your enemy.
Right.
You know, you think of it as getting rich quick, cars, clothes, hoes, but that was chemical warfare for your enemy. To turn your neighborhood into a zombie land. To turn your neighborhood into a war zone. You know?
And then
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro.
It'd be like generational thing, man, because the kids get caught up in this shit. You know, crack babies born. You know, the houses and everything. The way they come up, they become criminals, thugs. It's a generational destruction, man.
And that was our heroes have eyes. The crack era in the 80s, that was our Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Yeah, say it again. Oh yeah, because we still fucked up from it. New Orleans is the way it is because of the crack era. Memphis, Jackson, Atlanta, Chicago, a lot of that had to do with that crack era. Because Jake was coming into them cities in the 50s. Jake was leaving the Delta, the early 1900s. All right, going to those bigger cities to work in those manufacturing facilities. And a lot of Jakes was affluent 100 years ago. But what did Esau do? He attacked that middle class, man. He attacked that middle class, man. You don't go from slavery to Black Wall Street, affluent Black Wall Street, to damn Martin Luther King Avenue with your pants off your ass, man. There had to be external influences, man. Ultimately, it was Yahweh, by Hashem and Hawashai, but we know who's the Most High's instrument of war, man. Deliver me, arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword, man. All right, but go ahead, brother.
NLT, it says his words are as soothing as lotion, but underneath are daggers.
Yep. Those speeches, and like Esau, Jake don't know those presidential speeches. They're building up a mindset against you. I always gets into that. It's a mindset that's gonna justify Jacob's trouble, man. And you play into that. That's how Jake, the so-called Black Panther movement, right? And Jake was taking pictures of those guns, right? Like you playing into the trap. Because now there's propaganda saying this is the reason why we got to get rid of guns. These are our terrorists. See? Same thing with Jake, man. This black culture bullshit, they're using this against you to say, look, these are basically the modern day pagans, modern day savages. We have to do something. Look what they've done to the cities. Don't be surprised if Edom might start unaliving his own and blame it on Jake just to justify it. Some Edomite women come up dead, you know, the works of the CIA or whatever agency, but really they're gonna blame it on Jake to stir up that hatred towards you, man. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, it's like, you're just gonna justify for them anyway.
Yeah.
That the insurrection that's gonna come up.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I got the word real quick insurrection. They say about organized uprising aimed at resisting or overthrow it. Basically, Esau gonna come over. You know, he's trying to, like you say, he's trying to lead that trap just for the capture, man. You know, just so he can be in his mind or even sway the people that hey they justify coming along because hey the people that speak on the truth anyway or how they got this and how they got set up, you know, the Americans and everything that's going on, just calling them out. They justify themselves, hey, why they coming after them in the first place, you know. But yeah, that was all I had.
I'll say this too. It's the same situation you're talking about. 9/11 bullshit. It's the same shit because they kept playing the same shit over and over and over.
Yeah,
and they put the shit in everybody's heads. Them the T people, they came up done it.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah. Oh, and then on that day and in that time frame, Ishmael gas station was getting shot up.
You know what I'm saying? So he do that and just demonize them Arabs. They done it.
Yep.
They done it and get the whole world against them. That's how Esau do.
Ishmael was getting unalive at that time, man. You know, that patriot spirit was real heavy. That's what Esau instituted that Patriot Act, man. You see? All right. Now, who had a precept?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, starting at verse 15. See, then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Yep, redeeming the times, man. Knowing what time we're in, man. Knowing the mindset of your enemy. Esau doesn't feel like he has this country in his hands anymore. He doesn't feel like he's on top anymore. All right, economically, he's not set up for the future. All right, so his future is uncertain right now. He's upset with you. He has to get it out of his system with you, man. You know?
He got to blame something. He's never at fault. He never does shit wrong, but he's always blaming any and everybody else for his terrible rulership when it comes to management of the earth.
Who was that Antiochus who would, when they would lose the war on their way back, he would stop back by Israel. He would basically do a lot. That was Antiochus. Because you said he did it during the time of the
He did. He took it out on Jake. So, all right.
That's a form of displacement. It's like your daddy whoop you. You go outside and kick the dog.
Yep.
The dog has nothing to do with it.
That's a school bully.
That's right.
His stepdaddy, you know, dominate him, beating his ass with her, and he taking that shit out on his peers, man. Right. You know?
That's what Esau do on the job too.
Yeah.
His wife at home be beating the hell out of him, cussing him out, telling him he got a little pecker and everything. And then he come to work and be the big guy.
Right.
You know?
And get ran through at home, bro.
Yep.
Like you said, he gotta drop his nut somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's suppressed over here, so you gotta release it over here.
Yeah.
You know?
And Trump just mentioned it with the ceasefire with Iran. We're saying like just because of that, the retaliatory strikes, that'd be justified for them to go ahead and kill over 70 million people and run and destroy their electrical infrastructure, things of that sort, man.
And we're heathen, but that's I'm sorry, they're heathen, but that's unjust.
Right.
That's unjust. That's why you call it the hammer of the earth, man. All right. You hear something?
Yeah, I have one for you. Okay. Kind of loop back around. This is Luke chapter 1, starting at verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
With the hand. We're in the hand of Esau. We're in the hand of Esau. So, and like the other a brother brought out, man, this shoe fish in a barrel, man. In the sense that we're in a concentrated place in these cities, and Esau has all the control, man. To experiment on us, give us poison food, man. Chemtrails flying over the projects, over the hoods, man, over the country. Wherever Jake resides, man, the water polluted, lead in the houses. All right, we're in the hand of our enemy. And that goes back to Isaiah, I believe it's 47. I was wroth with my people. I polluted my inheritance. I had given them into thine hand. Esau, the Most High gave us the Esau. We owe something.
But no, after B now, I'll come right up.
Okay. Y'all really look on it. It says to perform the mercy promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he sware to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear.
Man, Jake don't know why his testosterone low.
Right.
Jake don't know why he's in his 20s taking sexual supplements, man.
Right,
I just saw a video, a woman breaking down how men don't have Adam's apples anymore. A lot of men don't have Adam's apples anymore.
Hey, I was just thinking that. I haven't seen a man in a long time with one.
Well, just one poking out the neck, man. Because back in the day, you can determine a man from by the Adam's apple, man.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Our testosterone lower. Yeah. Jake got fucking love handles and titties and your balls shrinking, man.
Right.
The women getting deeper voices. They got hair on their chin now, man. All right, so but you still thinking like generational wealth, man.
Right.
Like we're not gonna exist generations from now, man. Because he hit us with the slow squeeze economically and with the food and the air and the water, but now he's gonna just come directly after Jake, man. Right. All right, heard the horn. All right, was it? That was it.
Hey, Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my spirit from the wicked, which is your sword.
It's the Most High source of all that hell we caught in America, in the Americas. All right, with the conquistadors, all right, with Esau, the British, the French. That was the Most High sword, man. The Most High raised up Esau. That's how he raised up the Pharaoh of Egypt. Just like he raised up Darius. That's how he raised up the Romans. Those are just swords, man. So in this time right now, Esau is the Most High sword. Go ahead.
Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Hey, that red horse is who? Esau, Edom. And it was given to him a great sword because Pop's dad, Isaac, he said what? What's going on?
Yo?
Isaac said, by thy sword should I rule. Because Isaac blessed Esau or gave him a consolation blessing in the name of Yahweh B'Hashemel Shai. Yeah. It's like Yahweh B'Hashemel Shai was talking to him through Isaac. By thy sword should I rule, man. So in the time appointed, he came into power and he ruled with that military. That's that sword, man. And it goes back to who? Haman. He had that hatred for the Jews, man, for the real ones.
That's right.
All right. And who was Haman a descendant of? Agag, the Amalekite. All right, but what did they call Haman in the book of Esther in the Apocrypha? Yeah, the Agagite.
Agagite, my bad.
No, yeah, it's one of them. I get it confused too.
Yeah,
the Agagite, but they of the Macedonians.
Damn.
Yeah, Haman the Agagite.
And it said he was a Macedonian. Second Ezra, right? I mean, I'm sorry, I said Ezra. No, the Esther. Because we're going to get it through the scriptures, man. This is a biblical hatred, man. All right? You said something to Quan.
No, that was it.
Cut you off, but okay. It said Haman the Agagite of Macedon. All right?
Then I got a link one for you in the First Maccabees.
Okay,
Bring it home.
It's some similar, but it's a different precept. First Maccabees 6:2. There was in it a very rich temple wherein were coverings of gold and breastplates and shields with Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian king, who reigned first among the Grecians and lived there.
Yep, and you could look up the Macedonian Empire. You can't find hardly nothing, man. All right, you try to trace the Macedonian Empire back to biblical times, you can't find anything, man. All right, but see if I get that in Esther and Apocrypha.
Makes sense, man. The same correlation where you try to look up the Edomites.
Right.
Biblical Edomites.
Can't find anything.
Can't find anything. Show you that these are the same group of people.
Right. Because they hid under different identities for so long. All right, but yeah, it's second Esther
3:1.
What does it say?
Esther 3:1. After these things, the king of Horus promote Haman, the son of Hamadatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him.
And that's one clue. Because it said the Agagite,
right?
And we know the Agagites goes back to Agag, which is the Amalekite. But it also referred to him in that book as a Macedonian. That's what I wanted to pinpoint. That's all good. I just don't know exactly where it's at in the Apocrypha. Don't let the brothers on the comment board beat you to it.
I think
It should be 16. It start like 16 to 10.
Okay.
In the book of Esther.
Yeah.
You probably start a couple verses up.
Okay, the water.
I'll tell you what. If you can, just start at the top.
Okay.
Down a little bit.
Yeah, give us some context.
Yeah. This the book of Esther, chapter 16, verse 1. The great king Artaxerxes unto the princes and governors of 127 provinces from India unto Ethiopia, and unto all our faithful subjects greeting. Many the more often they are honored with the great bounty of their gracious princes, the more proud they are waxing, and endeavor to hurt not our subjects only, but not being able to bear abundance, do take in hand to practice also against those that do them good. And take not only thankfulness away from among men, but also lifted up with the glorious words of lewd persons that were never good. They think to escape the justice of the Most High, that seeth all things and hateth evil. Oftentimes also fair speech of those that are put in trust to manage their friends' affairs have caused many that are in authority to be partakers of innocent blood, and have enwrapped them in remediless calamities, beguiling with the falsehood and deceit of their lewd disposition and innocency and goodness of princes. Jump down to verse 9. Both by changing our purposes and always judging things that are evident with more equal proceeding. For Ammon, a Macedonian,
Ammon or Haman, the Macedonian. I think in the Apocrypha they call him Ammon, but in the biblical he's Haman
with the H.
With the H, the water. It said the Macedonian. You keep bringing home with your scripture in Maccabees.
You want? Hold on, let me get that, bro. This is First Maccabees. First Maccabees 1:1, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Oh, so the Grecian Empire started with Alexander, the son of Philip, the Macedonian. And can you read the scripture again, Mr.
Yep. It says, Ezra 16:10, for Ammon, a Macedonian, the son of Hamadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received of us.
Haman was a Macedonian, all right, of the same stock of Philip of Macedonia, Alexander the Macedonian, which, and if Haman was a descendant of Agag, and Agag was an Amalekite, what does that make Alexander? What does it make Philip? Amalekites or Edomites, all right, point blank period. All right, they're all of the Macedonian stock.
Right.
So they're all, at least we can say they're Edomites. All right, and that's the proof. So now we have a people that's known in a modern world that everybody is aware of, Alexander, Philip of Macedonia, and it gives their stock of Macedonia, and we can trace through the scriptures how the Grecian line goes back to them their Amalekites.
Right.
This biblical. All right, so the identity that you are making an effort to hide for thousands of years is exposed. For hundreds of years, it's been exposed.
There you go.
All right.
There you go. So this is back in First Maccabees 1:1. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece.
He reigned in his stead the first over Greece. So the Grecian Empire goes back to straight up Edomites.
Mm-hmm.
And it's evident in the scripture. That's why they want to get rid of the scriptures. That's why you got whole websites, Bible websites, can't find it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, websites that you used to look up Bible scriptures, now you can't find a website.
Yeah.
Online apocryphas, gone.
It's
It's because your identity has been exposed, man.
I got some information on Chittim. Originally, Chittim referred to the inhabitants of Cyprus because Cyprus had strong Greek influence and was settled by Greek-speaking peoples. The name later broadened to include Greek peoples and territories in the Eastern Mediterranean.
Yep.
Mediterranean. So Chittim is Greece.
Yep.
Greeks.
That's right.
In certain passages, you know.
Right. You got some.
Got a little more.
All right.
And going back in Esther 16, and this is verse 12, speaking upon Ammon, the Macedonian, or the Agagite. It says, but he, not bearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life.
So he had it out for Jake back then. It was because what happened, he was because Agag got slaughtered by by Samuel, right? But they were aware of their history. But nonetheless, he had a hatred for Jake, man. And that's the nature of an Edomite, man. You gotta know the history, man. Mm-hmm. To understand the present, you gotta understand the history.
Yep.
All right.
That perpetual hatred against his brother Jacob.
Perpetual hatred, man. So Jacob doesn't think in terms of nation. Mm-hmm. The elites, they still think in terms of nation. We gotta wipe them out as a nation. Yep. Jacob don't think like that.
Yeah, they keep bloodline and the acknowledgement of bloodline sacred.
Right.
It's a high value unto them.
Right.
That's why they even resorted unto being an incestuous bloodline, because it means that much to them.
Mm. Keeping it in the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It says in verse 13, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction, as well of Mardochaeus, who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also of blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom, with their whole nation.
Yeah, blameless Esther, man. But the point was that we took a biblical so-called character and traced his existence back to actual nation of people today.
That's his point.
All right.
And just to tie it home again. This is 1 Samuel 15 and verse 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until you come to Shur. This is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword.
So he murked all the Agagites.
Mm-hmm.
He spared King Agag.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the prophet Samuel got on to King Saul at the time of praying. So he was going to lose his rank as being king of the nation of Israel.
Because the Most High told him to smoke everything,
even including like the stock, the livestock,
mm-hmm.
you know, the different portions of the Agagites, you know.
In that movie One Night with the King, about the movie about Esther, they showed Haman basically I guess you could say reminiscing on what they did to his dad. They went back to what they did to his great granddad.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Hey, verse 8, and he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul and the people spared Agag and the best of the sheep and of the oxen and of the fatlings and the lambs and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of Yahweh unto Samuel, saying, it repent me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he is turned back from following me, and has not performed my commandments. And it grieved Samuel, and he cried unto Yahweh all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set him up a place, and is gone about, and passed on, and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, blessed be you of Yahweh, I have performed the commandment of Yahweh. And Samuel said, what mean then this bleating of the sheep? in my ears, and lowing of the oxen which I hear. And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto Yahweh your power, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said unto Saul, stay, and I will tell you what Yahweh has said to me this night. And he said unto him, say on. And Samuel said, when you was little in your own sight, was you not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And Yahweh anointed you king of Israel. And Yahweh sent you on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners of the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore did you not obey the voice of Yahweh, but did fly on spoil, and did evil in the sight of Yahweh because of his disobedience? And Saul said unto Samuel, yea, I have obeyed the voice of Yahweh, and have gone the way which Yahweh sent me, and have brought Agag the king of Amalek, and the king of Amalek, and have utterly destroyed the Amalekites. But the people took of the spoil sheep and oxen, the chief of the things which should have been utterly destroyed, to sacrifice unto Yahweh your power in Gilgal. And Samuel said, has Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of Yahweh? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. So in a nutshell, Samuel did what? He
Disobeyed.
Right. But he killed Agag because that was the commandment of Yahweh. Now we know that their lineage was preserved for modern times right now, because ultimately Yahweh Shai is going to destroy Esau Edom.
Yeah, because the Most High is a grand chess player.
Right.
You know?
But the lineage goes back, Haman's lineage goes back to who? King Agag.
Which is an Amalekite.
Right.
So and that also shows that they eventually formed the Macedonian Empire.
Right.
Because Philip came out of that Macedonian Empire.
Right.
Alexander came out of the Macedonian Empire. Haman, it said he was a Macedonian. You know? And I was told that, I don't know how true it is, but like it was a woman who had a snake. And she treated her snake like it was a pet dog, right? And she allowed her python like to sleep next to her every day.
Yeah.
But it used to stretch out next to her like a human. And she used to wonder why it used to stretch out. And she asked her, I think she asked her vet. And she was like, it's stretching out because it's sizing you up to determine when it's the appropriate time to eat you. And that's how Haman, as a Macedonian, stood with as a vessel with the Persian Empire.
Right.
They just waited till that time appointed to overthrow the Persians. And that happened with the Philip of Macedonia, man. Going back to Alexander. You see? But that's the nature of a snake, man. All right?
Can I bring one more out?
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, this is a Haman. So like this is Esther 3 and verse 5. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed out, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. And he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had shown him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai.
So hey, and now the elites carry their legacy to destroy all the Jews. There's not the so-called black man with an afro. It's the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans, and then they'll show you that they have record. The Israelite foreigners in other countries, they know who a lot, not the ones that mix as individuals, but the ones who exist as communities. Esau knows who they are because they're discriminated against in those power structures.
Yeah.
Like the I forgot what you call them, but they're of Bulgaria. I think they live in Bulgaria. But basically, like the gypsies in Europe,
yeah,
they're discriminated. They're in worse conditions than Jake, man. That's how Asher, they live in favelas, and a lot of the members of the Northern Kingdom, they live in slum villages. That's how they live over there overseas, man.
That's what they call so-called undesirables.
Undesirables, man. But a lot of them look like Edomites, you know. But their line goes back to Israel. That's why they're suffering those conditions. The elders would say, the apostles would say, the curses fall on Israel.
What about Elam? Didn't Elam have some undesirables too? I forgot.
The Sindis.
Right.
The Sindis. But then you have straight up Israelites that look straight up like Elam.
Yeah.
So you got the ones that's mixed in with them,
Mm-hmm.
all right, that are Israelites. Then you got the ones that are like the outcasts of society. And one of the names I'm aware of is the Sindis. Okay? I think that goes back to undesirables or something. It's the Southern Kingdom tribe, you know?
In Bulgaria, is the Roma
the Roma of Bulgaria, the water. But those are the so-called gypsies, which gypsies is really equivalent to saying nigger. You know,
So they face heavy, severe discrimination over there.
they live in shit conditions, man. A lot of them have communities on top of landfills, man. They live in very shit conditions, man. But you can't tell me they're not Israelites, man. All right, and a lot of them culturally, they have customs that go right back to Leviticus. Ceremonial laws, cleanliness laws, marrying at a young age. I want to say arranged marriages, if I'm not mistaken. You can, do your research. You know. Can somebody get Hosea 8 and 8? Was brothers holding anything?
Got a quick little point.
Okay.
Showing how Esau's nature is, is to lie, how he masks himself, because he's not trying to show everybody who he really is according to the Bible. So he tried to disguise himself as these other nations, but Esau Edom himself. And I looked up on Google AI overview. It says, are there descendants of Amalekites today? Are there descendants of Amalekites today? It says, biologically, the ancient Amalekites ceased to exist as a distinct, identifiable group centuries ago. Due to extensive historical migrations, conquest, and assimilation in the Middle East, it is impossible to trace any unbroken biological lineage to the original nomadic tribe that the Hebrew Bible identifies as Israel's arch enemy. This is going to Esau, but what it says right here within Ecclesiastes, it's no end to a people. Right. So that line, that seed is still here today. But he masked himself as these other nations, but himself as Esau Edom. And like you said, it really goes back to Amalekite. He was like a grandson of Esau. Amalek was. So let's go right quick. Just back there. This is Ecclesiastes.
Just back up. Descendants of Amalek, the grandson of Esau.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Amalek was the grandson of Esau.
So wait a minute. We could break through the scriptures through the spirit and power of Yahweh Basmosai. Simple men. We could find out who Esau was according to the Bible. We could trace a biblical character to a whole nation called the Grecians. Yeah. But Google can't do that?
Right.
Google can't tell you that the Edomites are Grecians, Romans, modern day Americans.
It's in the old encyclopedia how Esau Edom is modern Jewry.
Yeah.
It goes into that.
Come on, man.
So this is Ecclesiastes 4:16. There is no end of all the people, even all that have been before them, that also they come after should not rejoice in him. So this is the point right there. There's no end of all people. Esau like to say that these particular people cannot be traced anymore because he knows what divine judgment is about these particular group of people. So he's trying to lie and try to identify as these other nations again, but Esau Edom himself.
Which fulfills the prophecy how he should be a vagabond and a wanderer, because he's trying to dodge that judgment.
That's right.
He knows how much water weighs, but he can't trace an entire lineage of people.
Right.
You know how you ask your son, you ain't got but one son, maybe, you know what son did it. Who stole that candy? And his tongue all red, I don't know. Who got the candy, son? I don't know. That's how Esau was with his nationality, man. Right, I don't know who the Edomites are.
Yeah. And he got all the records.
Yeah.
Going back 5,000 years. So you mean to tell me you don't know who is who? That's crazy.
We just Googled this, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know. Was it somebody else holding something?
I think Boss said he got one.
Yeah, I got something
for you, bro.
Yeah.
Because after I get my round, another brother could come in if he wants to.
Just a little more context on Amon. In Esther chapter 16, it says in verse 14, "For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians. But we find that the Jews, whom this wicked wretch hath delivered to utter destruction, are no evildoers, but live by most just laws. And that they, being children of the Most High and most mighty living God, who hath ordered the kingdom both unto us and to our progenitors in the most excellent manner, wherefore ye shall do well not to put in execution the letters sent unto you by Amon, the son of Ammedatha. For he that was the worker of these things is hanged at the gates of Susa with all his family. The Most High hath ruled all things speedily, rendering vengeance to him according to his deserts." Just kind of closing out your point on how he was put to death. But this is just the justification behind it.
Yeah. Snake.
Yep. Because his father was wicked, he was wicked,
right.
And the Most High allowed them to live through wickedness and pridefulness. ultimately to destroy it.
And Esau functions in terms of nations, but Jacob has been so condensed in this thing called Babylon in America. You single out enemies within your nation.
Right.
You hate particular Jakes in your nation. Esau hates you as a nation.
Right.
So that's the difference between the house of David and the 2/3 of our people. The house of David, no, we have a nation as an enemy. All right, we have a whole nation as an enemy, and their active enemy is the elites. The wicked watcheth over the righteous and seek to slay them.
It's a ruling class mentality too.
Yeah, that's right.
When you think about what the interview with Alice Jones and Aaron Russo, when Aaron Russo was hanging with Nick Rockefeller, we say about their future plans for humanity. And we say, why do you care about these people? Right. Only care about your family. Yeah. That's how we gotta be on the right hand side. You know?
And we want rulership too.
Right.
We don't want your goodies in this kingdom. Exactly. We don't care about your income tax, your stimulus. What else, man? 401k. We don't care about this shit. We want rulership. Because you motherfuckers want a rulership, but we are the rightful rulers. Right? Hey, and it's safe to say, wasn't King David putting us on game through prophecy? You know, the wicked watcheth over the righteous and seeketh the slay. He was showing us the nature of this damn devil. Yeah. Because King David had the spirit of prophecy, man.
ASAP too.
Yeah. They had the Rakakudash. They had the Rakaku. Didn't you say that the whole army had the Rakakudash? Right. They had the holy, as far as martial arts and all that. We them boys, man. You don't think the elites made that connection between Great Millstone and the House of David? Right. They know. Yeah. All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just going into what I stated earlier, how Esau is trying to run from his true biblical identity. And this from the Zonovan Compact Bible Dictionary for Edom. It says Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. See notably Isaiah 34 verse 5 and 6, also Isaiah 63 verse 1. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from the Most High.
So AKA, ain't nothing Esau could do. Yeah. That's why he's trying to disrupt prophecies. That's why he's continuing to lay a stumbling block before his neighbor, which is Jake. Yeah. You know, that's why he's trying to suppress the word. Yeah. You know, and because once upon a time, every YouTube channel that we uploaded, we put one video in there. Esau deleted. Yeah. You know, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 backup pages. He flagged all your channels for just speaking the words. You know. And the question is why? You know, because he's trying to suppress the truth. Because he knows that he is that biblical Edomite.
Right. Which makes more sense why he's trying to come down with great wrath, because he knows he has but a short time. Yeah. He's getting found out. The wicked's being more revealed within these latter times. Yeah. So by Esau not gonna play fair, he's a carnal being. He's the controller in his hand to use their sword. It's not gonna be within the best interest of you Israelites, and really humanity as well.
No. And then
he's not gonna take up.
You got it, bro.
No, so he's not gonna take account for even his own people, man. It's all about the upper echelon of Esau.
That's the sociopathic nature he has. Yeah. You got to priest.
Yeah, this is Hosea 8 and 8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
Going back to what we spoke about earlier, redlining. It's hard to get a decent loan, to get a mortgage. You had Wells Fargo. They had a $150 million lawsuit because they was discriminating against so-called Black and Hispanics from really getting fair loans. Yep. They was giving them subprime mortgages, man.
Yeah. And because the same household, the Edomite family, we have the same income, the same credit. Jake will have that same income, that same credit, either have higher interest rates with a higher payment, or they get denied.
Yep. Because somebody look up the average net worth of an Edomite family versus the average net worth of a Jake family. See, while you busy on social media, acting like you got money, messing with somebody else broad, all right, having babies and no family structure, right? Esau was building. Esau knows what matters. Esau give you the goodies. He'll give you Netflix. He'll give you power. You watch the show Power. What's that? Detroit nigga? Detroit Struck. Yeah, he'll give you those shows to guilt, destroy the heart. He'll give you entertainment for free while he strip you as a nation. You look at your neighborhoods, man. Your neighborhoods are like Tales from the Crypt. But your house got a big TV and you stream with a streaming service. But Esau, he takes what matters. He took your structure as a nation. He kept you from your God. When you plug back into your power, you're Superman.
And then he take your mind, he put it in the jar and put a lid on it.
Come on, man. Jacob be 50 years old is stuck in an 18-year-old's body and mind, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jim Jones type shit. Yeah. So the new wave of 50-year-olds, they just old YNs. They just old ends. You know, if a brother had that statistic.
Yeah, it was going to from the Google AI overview. It says the median household income is $88,010 for white families and $56,020 for black families, marking a 36.3% disparity.
Get that net worth too. Okay. Yeah, get that net worth disparity because that's the systemic oppression, and that's also goes into like you slaying secretly, man. Because Jake don't own shit, and then Jake they got razzle dazzle by consumerism. You paying $600-700 a month for a car note, $800 for a car note. That is a wealth destroyer. Now we're not in Babylon to build wealth, but Esau made it damn sure we don't do it. We are yet this day in our captivity, so you're not gonna build wealth in captivity. But you gotta understand how you were attacked as a nation.
Because he needs you either just over broke or flat broke.
Yep.
Those are the only two categories Esau desires the nation of Israel to be under.
Yep. Just over broke or flat broke, man. All right, and you would never build from that. You would never build from owing a debt. You would never build, you know, individual households is harder to build, you know. So Esau made sure, like the way Eve thinks that feminism, that's an anti-nation building mindset that the so-called black woman has. But in the grand scheme, it kept you from building as a nation. All right.
So right here, for the average white family network versus the black family network, it says the racial wealth gap is staggering. Federal Reserve data reveals that the typical white family has a median net worth of roughly $284,300 compared to $44,900 for the typical black family.
And that number has the disparity gap is broadened, if you ask me. I was like 10 years ago when I looked this up. So it's like $200,000 net worth for Esau family. You know?
I got you, bro.
All right.
Job 20:19, because he has oppressed and has forsaken the poor, because he has violently taken away a house which he builded not.
Yep, we take away a house which you America.
Yeah.
Because Gad already had the cities here in America. See those tents, those teepees, those are like mobile homes. That's how, you know, in America you have mobile homes. Gad has mobile homes because you had traveling tribes of the tribe of Gad, man. But Gad actually had cities here in America, man.
Very nomadic.
They're very nomadic, man. And then and one thing that was very noteworthy about Gad mastered the land. So Gad, the so-called Native American, he laid the groundwork for hunting and fishing, agricultural work. Yep. The same practices that Esau practiced today, he got it from Gad. Check out that book, Wildwood Wisdom. Wildwood Wisdom. It was written by a supposedly Edomite in like the 1800s, maybe 1900s, when Gad was still running across America. He was observing how Gad moved. And that book is Esau's Bible when it comes to hunting. Wildwood Wisdom. And it goes into how Gad really survived off this land. He thrived off the land, man. So Gad is a very noteworthy tribe. But they didn't come to America to figure this shit out. These are the Gadites from Israel. So they lived outside of Jerusalem back then. So how about now, man? They mastered the land, man. All right.
And also, it's going violently goes into Gazal, Strong's H 1497, to tear away, to seize, plunder, tear off, pull off, to rob. And he also uses credit system too to take away Jake's houses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if we try to apply for a certain apartment or a house, they are based it on your credit score and things of that nature. So they'll rob you or they'll put you in a situation where you can't afford it, and then they'll come back and repossess the shit.
Because the scripture says, I'll just get it right quick. Sirach 21.
Because also usury as well, you know. He applies usury onto your loans and onto your credit. So by the time you make your minimum payment, he's already doubled his interest. Yep. So you haven't even put a dent inside of the balance.
And you done been paying for 20 years.
And then like when it comes to a car, it's a liability.
Yeah.
So it's actually insane to pay a note on a depreciating value, man.
Right.
All right, with interest. You paying interest on something that appreciates in value. All right, Sirach 21:8. He that builded his house with other men's money is like one that gathered himself stones for the tomb of his burial. All right, because what's they call a mortgage,
Right.
and that's a mortgage goes back to dad pledge.
Right.
Like mortuary, dad gauge goes back to pledge. It's a death note, like a collateral. So you're using your own house as collateral for a loan from a bank, man. So if you renege or for lack of better, you fail to pay on that loan,
Kill me now.
yeah, you lose your house.
Yeah.
We didn't have those systems in the ancient world. And that's where the Amish got their systems from, the Bible. You hired a carpenter to build your house. So you run through the Jake neighborhood, you see 30 niggas doing shit, probably selling dope, whatever they doing, right? 20 niggas by a gas station. But look at the Amish, how they move. There'd be 20 Amish boys or young men moving the house from across the street to the other side. They like out there was the Pittsburgh. They got their own hustles. You could get your house built by the Amish.
And why aren't they considered T's?
Right.
They got a different belief system.
Yep.
They have a different family structure.
Yep.
They have a different religion.
Yep.
Than Esau Edom. They don't agree with his structure
They don't.
and his system.
Is this a good point?
And that shows you they don't have this gospel.
Right.
You know, we have the truth. So they're not a fucking threat.
Because we're the house of David. The other nations, they're like gazelles and zebras. They don't pose a threat. But the house of David, it was like, nah, those people. We can't rouse them up. All right, you got it. Whoever had
I had that. Did you read that Hosea 8?
Yeah.
You read that?
Yeah.
Okay.
run it back. Yeah,
we'll run it back for you.
Yeah,
Got you, B. You want him to bring out the point? You want me to bring Hosea 8?
We'll grab the Hosea 8. We'll bring out the point.
Now this is Hosea 8:8. Israel swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
So you got a store, you got pottery, right? On the shelf, you got different pots. And this, you trying to choose which pot you're going to buy, which vessel you're going to buy. Well, if there's a vessel where there's no pleasure, that's the pot that nobody wants.
Right.
So Jake is the pot that nobody wants to purchase. So when you move into their neighborhood, they move out. They call it white flight. You see?
The scriptures call Jake Israel as a worm.
Yep.
You think about it like a worm, they're very defenseless.
Yep.
They have no defense mechanisms.
Because I'm sorry.
But I'm saying, but they getting attacked by this apex predator, Esau Edom.
Like
that's what I was going to go into earlier. Esau has a thing called predatory lending. It goes to it refers to unethical, deceptive, or abusive practices.
Going back to Job 2019, how they boundly take it away through a system like that. Predatory lending, predatory lending.
And just to back it up, what did it say? That movie Mrs. Society came out in '93, when Sharice's father was in the classroom with Cain, who was the main character. He said, "The hut is on, and you are the prey. The prey departed not," which goes to Jacob. Right. You know, so it says predatory lending refers to unethical, deceptive, or abusive practices used by lenders to trick or pressure borrowers into unfair loan terms.
So they'll get you to sign the goddamn contract, but it's the trick to take it back from you anyway. Because they know you can't afford it in most circumstances.
Like, you go into this when that usury comes into place.
Right.
They raise these high interest rates, things of that sort, to these low income individuals. No, they don't have the financial background to take care of them.
And what's that dynamic? They got that balloon payment. All of a sudden, you paying one rate, and then it just jumps up.
Yeah, it inflates.
It inflates.
I think they go into it. It's called bait and switch tactics.
Damn.
Like I said, promising one set of loan terms like a low interest rate, but switching to much higher unaffordable terms at the time of closing.
We had a so-called cousin. She lost her crib in Madison about 20 years. You know, she signed for one rate, and then it just inflated up. She lost the crib.
Bait and switch.
Yeah, they call it a fixed rate. But typically, when you have when you buy a crib, you want to have a fixed rate to it. But if you don't have a fixed rate to it, they'll inflate it, and they come and take it.
Hey, you know what though?
That's that Connie Hunter, man.
Yeah.
This man is cold, man.
Even title loan places. Where title loan's located. I've never seen a title loan
Madison,
in Madison, where Esau even lives.
Then
urban areas.
Then when you get those loans, now they do online loans like through apps. Man, the interest rate be like double. Like you got a $500 loan, you got to pay on $1,000. You got to pay $1,000 back.
Yeah, $1,500.
Yeah, 15 on a $500 loan, man. Because Esau, that's part of the borrower is a servant to the lender. So we got who runs this country? Bankers.
And who are the bankers?
The elites. Edomites.
So it says lenders often target vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, low-income individuals, are those with poor credit.
You're praying after the poor and the needy. That's the poor and the needy. The widows, the bastards, the fatherless. You're praying after the poor and needy, man.
Using aggressive sales tactics and hidden fees to trap borrowers in an inescapable.
They're aggressive because you'll come and view a career and they'll keep calling you and calling you and calling you till you break down. And they'll give you this contract and make it seem like it's beneficial for you, but it's to set you up anyway.
What about those sales tactics? They'll let you get the vehicle, a new vehicle for the weekend.
That's right.
By the time you turn it back, man.
Yeah, you don't want to turn it back. Mm-hmm. So then you would get annoyed you can't afford it.
So it says using aggressive sales tactics and hidden fees to trap borrowers in an inescapable cycle of debt.
They may say they'll knock a percentage off initially. You know, say just to get you in that trap. That's an aggressive tactic.
And that's how Esau get you. He get you front, back, and side to side. He get you from all angles.
Hey, can somebody get that in Proverbs? The borrower is a servant to the lender. You get like NIV or NLT, bro.
Okay.
Go, bro.
This Job 21:13, the NLT. They spend their days in prosperity and go down to the grave in peace. To the Edomites. It says, and yet they say to the Most High, go away, we want no part of you and your ways. It says right here, verse 16.
Can you read that again?
Okay. This verse, Job 21. We got you.
It was water. Oh, my bad, bro.
Yep. So it's back in Job 21 and 13, the NLT. They spend their days in prosperity, going to these Edomites, then go down to the grave in peace because they're not under that curse, which goes back into the true biblical Israelites.
To back you up, Genesis 27:39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, meaning he's blessed.
That's why he's the God of the world.
Yeah. Everything goes right for Esau in the system. The reason why Esau has so much leeway, the reason why Esau can set up these tactics, because he's blessed to do so. He's receiving what the scriptures say, the dew of heaven from above. That's what? That's that blessing.
Now it makes more sense when you, in particular, either might have the same educational background, y'all apply for the same job, but he's going to get probably hired faster.
Bro, I knew a banker that knew our father, and he said Edomites can basically, let's say, if an Edomite has a dump truck, right? If he can't afford that dump truck, they would tell him just bring the truck back, and it would not be on his credit card. I mean, Salaki, his credit history as a repossession. But let Jake do it.
But you know, sorry, no, you gonna make a point. No, hey, but you know what? One thing you learn in life, especially you know, you bump your head a few times in life with money, and you go into the scriptures. You learn the most powerful thing to do in America is live within your means, man.
Yeah.
Because if you can live within your means, then you don't have to go out and borrow that shit from Esau and fall for that, you know. But you know, Esau gets your ass in high school. You'll qualify for a credit card in high school. And don't it make sense that if you're gonna give somebody a credit card, to at least make sure they're taking the assessment quiz on it? Like, okay, before you qualify for a credit card, you gotta pass this test on how to properly use a credit card.
I'm gonna say this about, and look how Esau utilized the credit card. See, Esau put Becky, Jimmy with a credit card. By the time they get 18 and 19, I mean, so basically he's establishing their credit. So when it's time for them to get something that 21, 22 years old, they got a damn near 800 credit score. Jake, they goddamn do it because they gotta do it.
Yeah.
They need the extra money, and then therefore they can't pay it. So when their son is trying to purchase something, guess what? They got a fucking 500 or 520.
I did a video on that years ago. So anybody going into that. He started his church when I was like maybe 12, 15 years old. Well, you know, credit cards. It just kept building it up over the years. And so by the time when they turned 21, it was like fully established with a good credit score.
And then you have no head start. If you grew up statistically with a single mom, she most likely was in survival mode your whole life.
Your name got furniture all in and shit.
Yeah. And if your mom was in survival mode, she couldn't pass down a system to you. The middle class on up, Esau and the nations, they pass down systems to their offspring.
Hey, Zaquan, Psalm 73 and verse 5. They don't have troubles like other people. They are not plagued, such with credit.
Yep.
They are not plagued with problems like everyone else.
I was going into how you pass down money, you pass down wealth to your offspring. But what it is, it's like the elites, they got prerequisites, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna pass down money to my offspring, but they got to go through a board to show that they qualify to inherit this money. It's all type of plays and strategies to get wealth, obtain wealth, pass down wealth.
Hey, what's that called? That board. I seen that on Power too. You have to be a certain age in order.
You got to be a certain age. You got to basically prove. You got to prove to the board that you qualify to get the money that you inherited. You can't just be a degenerate and get the money because you're the son of somebody. You see?
Yeah.
But basically, like Esau passed down systems on how to get wealthy.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't get a head start if your parents was behind.
Right.
Because when your parents started out in survival mode. So their whole thing was just to get you in college, which was another trap.
Yeah.
Another debt. So they never taught you how to build because they was in survival mode.
So you get out owing 20,000, you probably making 32,000. You gotta pay that student loan off, you gotta pay your car note, you gotta pay your utilities, and your rent, you gotta pay insurance and all of that. You don't got no money to do nothing. And that's like 20, 30 years ago.
See, the Most High covered this through our system of equity. You go into Leviticus. Before I go, I know you had.
You went to Proverbs 22:7 every year.
Yeah, can you get that about yourself?
Yeah, and this is the NLT like you wanted.
Okay,
just as the rich rule the poor, so the borrower is servant to the lender.
And I think in the NIV it says the borrower is a slave to the lender, man. So if your ass got a car note, mortgage, most of us are slaves. And even if you're not a slave, you're still a slave, man. You a Jake in America. So first of all, you got to be awoke to figure the system out. But now you're trying to overcome the system. Go ahead, bro.
Ruth 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where you have scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
Subject. You bound to a payment. Right. You know, in Deuteronomy 28, it said we're gonna have iron on our neck, right? What's that new iron? Debt. That car note, that mortgage, that rent, that child support. Corporate slave, man, debt slaves. But the nation of Israel had a system of building wealth. One of my favorite system building chapters is Leviticus, the 25 chapters. I'm sorry, Leviticus, the 25th chapter. Because it shows you how you can lease out property to your fellow Israelite. So every year, you rent out land, you lease out land according to the year of Jubilee. So if it was 10 more years before the year of Jubilee, you finna charge him for 10 harvests for that land. But that's set up so he could come up, man. I'm gonna lease this land out to you so he could come up off this harvest. You see?
Jay think they don't, they're not a debt slave. Just go to the debtclock.org. You'll see like every citizen within America how much they owe. It's within the tens of thousands of dollars.
Yep. But Esau, he's a hunter. He hit you with the razzle dazzle. Like, of course you want that new car. Of course you want a nice house. So really, rightfully so, you're a hard worker. You want what you want. But Esau traps you through that debt system, man. All right. Was you finna bring out something?
Yeah, look, I got something for you. I'm just getting it together.
You sure?
This is Job 21:7 in NLT again. Why do the wicked prosper, growing old and powerful? They live to see their children grow up and settle down.
Yep.
They enjoy their grandchildren.
Jake don't live to see their children grow up.
No.
Jake's son get killed at 17.
Right.
The other son go to prison.
Right.
All right.
Grandfather died 20 years ago from a stroke.
Yeah, with no legs.
No legs.
Amputated.
That's right, bro.
You know, he died at 50-something.
Yep.
And we thought that was old growing up.
Right.
You 8 years old, your granddaddy died in his 50s. Kind of find out they're still young.
But it's all that stress he went through.
Yep.
Sustaining the household.
Being a damn human plow horse.
Right.
For his family.
And it's harder for us now compared to them.
Yep.
Think about what we gotta do.
They had way higher testosterone back then.
Right.
They had more vitality.
And everything was cheaper too.
Everything was cheaper.
That's crazy to think about. To buy this some time ago. Think about like back then, that time frame, like the food was much better.
Yeah.
But Jay was crazy out of shape though.
I was thinking about that. They had bad diets.
Yeah, so you compare that to now, the food is way much worse than it has ever been. But Jay in more shape nowadays to be 50, 60.
Because back then, when you hit 30, it's like you kind of getting old.
Yeah.
But now you could be like 45 and still in shape.
Right.
Because like, in the 60s, 70s, Jake wasn't 45 and fit. Now you could be 45 and fit, you know what I mean?
And when Jake was 40 and 50, they looked 40 and 50. They looked like they was 60 and 70.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
They had been through the wars.
Yeah.
Jake fought in Vietnam.
That's right.
Can you imagine being 19 in Vietnam?
Right, bro.
You know, so Jake ain't been in the wars lately. They need to go get some overseas in them, man. You know? But you got it, bro.
Okay, so it says again, why do the wicked prosper, growing old and powerful? They live to see their children grow up and settle down, and they enjoy their grandchildren.
And you don't do it here because your son could be 15, and you worried about his whereabouts. Your daughter, you worried about her whereabouts and how her upkeep. Yeah, so, but, hey, you see how the elites move? I think it's a show called Debutante. And it's all these young women, they like in these ballrooms and stuff, right? But you know where that concept comes from? You keeping your daughter in the background till she becomes of age, then you debut her to the world. And that's how you get ready to marry your daughter off. So you have like an album debut, and you showcase the album, right? The audio of the album. Well, you did that with your daughter. So, and then the aristocrats did that. Jake did that in France. I want to say in Britain. All right, that's how the elites move, right? When Jake was prominent, you see. But now, what does it say? Your daughters commit whoredoms, you see. Now, I'm saying all that to say, there were systems on how the wealth moved, man. There's a way that the aristocrat moved that Jake don't know about, man. You know, you married your daughter off. That's something that you do when you're privileged as a nation, man. When you ain't got no control over your son, your daughter, you conquered as a nation. All right.
Verse 9, their homes are safe from every fear, and the Most High does not.
Live in gated communities, right? They ducked off. They live in gated communities, and in front of those gates, you will have what? Security enforcement, and things of that nature. You got to have codes to get in that bitch.
Yeah, sometimes you see the blinds be all the way high.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
open.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Garage up.
Yeah, you see like a damn Edomite just watching TV.
And ultimately, it goes into
Midnight.
the elites. And ultimately, it goes to the because they don't know nothing about childhood traumas.
No.
Being 9, 10 years old in the protocol, you hear gunshots, get on the floor. You watching SpongeBob or Rugrats, you hear gunshots, get your ass on, and you gotta learn that shit at like 7. You know,
Keep all your gas receipts when you go to the pump.
Yeah.
So you can have a time stamp on where you were at that time. So you don't get falsely accused of doing X, Y, and Z.
you gotta ask for a bag. If you go to the corner store or store and do you need a bag? Yes, I need a bag. Somebody can accuse you of stealing when you walk out. Where you get that from? You saw?
It's crazy. So when Jake hit them with gunshots in their bedrooms, that's like a fire drill for Jake. You know what I'm saying?
That's PTSD.
Yeah. Because like in school, when the sirens went off, they told you to get underneath your desk. You know.
Yeah.
But the trauma that the 12 tribes face, Esau, you never have to go through that.
No. But you will.
You will.
That's crazy. Just imagine, like, Edomite women gonna be the new Keishas in the kingdom to come. You know?
They can be hoes.
That's crazy.
They gonna hate you.
Yeah.
Your pussy gonna stink.
Yeah.
Breath gonna stink.
Yeah.
You know, hair gonna stink. You
They're
know,
gonna look like those fucking cavemen, man. Like what Job saw in the back of what Job saw in chapter 30, man.
Yep. So it said their homes are
That
safe.
base man status. My bad.
Their homes are safe from every fear, and the Most High does
They
not
can leave
punish.
their cars outside and unlocking everything, man.
then they got somebody to drive their cars around.
Mm-hmm.
These elites,
Right.
they ain't worried about no gas prices because they're regulating the oil prices. They're regulating everything. What Warren G say that song? I would have to regulate. Nah, you at least regulate right now. What do you think it means when it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked?
Control, might.
They're
Ownership.
controlling the economy, man.
That's right. Like Bond said, Trump can get up there and he's just he's not even on the status with the true nobility, but he can just say something in the market a deal.
Yeah, manipulate the market. I think a lot of people lost money just not too long, a few days ago.
Yeah.
The trading market.
Not Barry.
Yeah.
Not
Trump
Barry
making a
Trump.
statement about the ceasefire with Iran.
Killing them.
Yep.
So it says, and the Most High does not punish them.
Because they're in their blessing.
But it also says, because sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the hearts of the Son of Men is set in them to do evil. The Most High has not punished you yet. So you're reaping the benefits of the reward.
Right.
You're reaping the benefits of those robberies. Because you're reaping the benefits of what happened with so-called European colonization. You hoarded up those riches in Africa. You hoarded up those riches in Central South America, North America. So y'all reap the benefits.
Yeah. Going back into the blessing, how they stay in the flush places of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's also going into you. You can actually go whenever, wherever you want, but at the same time frame, you can extract all these resources, and nothing happens. You know.
And Esau has reaped the benefits of slavery.
Yeah.
I can't forget about that.
Yeah, bro. That's the main one.
24 million hours, free labor.
Free fucking labor.
And this is the legacy of slavery. You can still go through the Delta right now. You can see antebellum homes, which are homes built by enslaved Jake. They still got cotton fields out there.
Boy, there's certain places in Mississippi and Louisiana still have plantations in the 70s.
Yep.
Still had plantations in the fucking 70s.
Because Jake, even in like the 90s, I believe, Jake would work on those plantations on the low. And basically Esau would have it to where they're not really paying them. You just live on the plantation. You know? Esau's a devil, man. And it's real dark and bloody in Mississippi. The rural areas, Natchez, Mississippi. Hey, Mississippi got some blood on his hands, man. So the South.
All the bodies in the Mississippi River.
All them bodies in the Mississippi River. Natchez Punch Bowl. Man, you dark, man.
Strange fruit hanging from trees.
That's right.
Yep. And they say the locals in Natchez, Mississippi, they don't eat those peach trees because they know what fertilize those peach trees. Take dead bodies, man. All right.
So now we're just reading the blessings for Esau Edom. Now let's transition to the curses within Job 21:17. Yet the light of the wicked never seems to be extinguished. Do they ever have trouble?
And his light is the what? Philosophies. Going into Satanism. Like he governs the earth of Satanism.
I think with that manifest destiny, it says he came with that light going into his his Christianity. Yeah. He had a Bible in his hand, you know?
To justify conquering America.
Which was true, which was prophetic. The manifest destiny got part too, you know? Yep. So it says, yet the light.
And that's still Satanism because that's not the truth. You're not using it. You're not teaching the truth. You take away from it, you add to it.
Yet the light of the wicked never seems to be extinguished. Do they ever have trouble?
Right, because again, we're in their rulership. But it will be extinguished, meaning the Most High is going to put out the light, the rulership of the wicked.
Does the Most High distribute sorrows to them in anger? Are they driven before the wind like straw? Are they carried away by the storm like chaff?
Not yet, but it's coming. It's coming. And the reason why things are speeding up, the real reason why we're hearing rumors of wars, these circulating stories, the world is waxing cold, is because the judgment is about to be pronounced on Esau. All you have to do is go to Matthew 24th chapter and just read those scriptures and watch TV regarding the current events, and it all aligns up.
Because basically, all businesses, all conforming businesses, they're about to shift over to AI. So basically, you're gonna have an AI attendant, AI receptionist. Yeah. You're gonna walk in and get AI service, but what's gonna plug you into that system?
Revelation 13 and 16.
Revelation 13, 16, man.
Do it first with 6G.
Yep.
Like you said, microchip.
So, hey, just put it. Esau, he's in a hurry. He wants that enterprise, man. Yep. You can live in a virtual reality. That's that metaverse bullshit was about. Yeah. You can live in a false reality through that charagma, man.
That's right. That's in the real.
Yep. You get that charagma. All right, you can live in a fucking fantasy world, man.
Anywhere.
You
can pick the location.
Yeah.
So he might do it going into there with the Great Reset. How you can just put on one of those virtual reality things, and you can pretend like you're in any part of the world. Mm-hmm. But while the rest of the people
really,
elites, they're gonna be traveling though.
They really enjoying the fucking world, but you in your fucking house in the fucking virtual reality.
Watch the movie Surrogates. I think it was the apostles that brought that movie out. They was living in a virtual reality, posing as somebody else, but it was really some fat snob in his bedroom, man. Some fat. And a lot of motherfuckers gonna die in that virtual reality shit because you gonna eat so much food. You just gonna sit there on your own couch and just consume food until you fucking have a heart attack, man. Yeah. All right, a lot of Americans are like that, man. Right. They're like morbidly disgusting and shit. I think. Oh, go ahead, bro.
And everything is going digital for what control. I think PlayStation saying they're no longer making the physical disc, but they're going to do it from a digital platform. Now, when you go into what you just asked for, Beyond the Reset, old boy tried to watch The Godfather, which is an animated 3D short film. He tried to watch The Godfather. They told him he had no access. because he didn't have that physical copy, but he was trying to get it from the digital format, and they gave him no access.
And it was going by his social score,
Right.
his social credit score.
Right.
What was this at, bro?
Beyond the Reset.
Yeah, Beyond the Reset. It's like a 30-minute short film.
I did watch it. I forgot
that's
that
a
part,
great
bro.
fucking movie,
You know?
film.
But hey, we're here. We're here. That's why I said we can't sleep as the night, you know?
As a coordinator, they had drones. Like he did the same thing every day. He'd get up around the same time frame, go to the bathroom, make some coffee, or go outside. One time he just pulled the mask down trying to breathe the fresh air, and then a drone warned him and then zapped his ass.
You know, what's the it's a show on Netflix. It takes place like in I want to say China, but basically they got the same thing going on, right? So in the show, they put on his helmet, and now they're like in a virtual reality, but it's like real as shit. It's like real as shit, you know. But they just put the helmet on. Now they're like in another world. Yeah, man. Time travel, all that shit, man. You know. But like you said, oh, and also he's gonna perform miracles. He's performing miracles with the Quran.
Lying wonders.
Yeah, because if you have any neurological related disorders, what you got? The Quran.
I did a video a couple of days ago. You had this guy out there in Canada. He received Revelation 13 and 17 because he has ASL or ALS. I think it's ALS. But anyway, he has ALS, and now he's basically actually talking with the computer and shit like that.
Yep.
Because of that shit. No, that's not a football player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was an Edomite, man, out there in Canada, man. You pair his fucking head with the computer device, and then he's able to like have total function and shit, you know, or some functioning, because ALS is breaking his body down.
So and look, we're here. Yep. It was the apostles was talking about it since the 80s, and their elders have been talking about it since what the 70s, you know, 60s maybe. Don't quote me on the decade, but I know that our apostles have been talking about it since the 80s. And we came into the truth talking about it, and now we're here. It's manifest, man.
Waiting for that mandate.
Yep.
Yeah, we can say the same thing concerning the book of Revelation, chapter 13, that charagma, so to speak, since 2007, 2008, 2009, and that doctrine has not changed.
Not changed, bro.
So 19 years, 18 years, 17 years for our generation, you know. Now it's here.
So back in Job 21 and 18, NLT again. Are they driven before the wind like straw? Are they carried away by the storm like chaff? Not at all. Well, you say at least the Most High will punish their children, but I say he should punish the ones who sin so that they understand his judgment. Let them see their destruction with their own eyes, that they'll drink deeply of the anger of the Almighty.
And that's going to happen in this time frame. We're in this time frame right now. So any Edomite, as well as 2/3 or any other inhabitant from these other nations in America, is going to be destroyed. And then what's going to happen? According to the scriptures, that the nobility are going to be the first fruits of slavery for Yahushua, man, and the government body, as well as the other Edomites that's outside of America.
It's up to 28. This is in the KJV. For you say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have you not asked them that go by the way? And do you not know their tokens? That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They should be brought forth to the day of wrath.
And that's our comfort. So you see Esau in his height, and he promotes a culture we could live like him. But we're supposed to keep our integrity, because if you look at the end result, the wicked are reserved for the day of destruction.
And the scripture also states too, giving out the oppressor.
Right.
You know?
Because Esau, he promotes his Roman lifestyle to Jake, and Jake gets enchanted by that Roman lifestyle. Because what's black culture? You promoting that Roman lifestyle, whether it's the hood version or the affluent version. You know?
There's more proof. I kept him plenty. Yahushua, he's coming back. But they reserved the day of wrath. They're really going to the second death, which is the second coming of our Lord and Savior, Yahushua.
Hey, those missiles.
Yep, the missiles.
Yeah, and ultimately the coming of Yahushua.
When it says in Isaiah, who it says that coming for Edom, you know, with dyed garments.
They're scared of that, man. Esau's afraid of that, man. Isaiah 63. You know?
I guess Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, that is glorious and superior. Traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that shredded in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I would tread them in my anger, I'll trample them in my fury, and their blood should be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. So while we see all these transpiring, these geopolitical tensions, it's really all for the country versus Zion. You know, going to what these other nations did to the Most High's chosen people, the biblical Israelites. Because all these other nations had their hand on the Most High's chosen people. You touched the apple of his eye. So therefore, that's why it says how the Most High has a controversy for Zion. The controversy goes to like a quarrel, like a strife or a beef. The Most High has a bone to pick with these other nations, mainly Esau, Edom. That's why you're getting judged right now on a lower level, going to you lower level Edomites. Now you're complaining about your financial situations now. You know, you're going to the cars and all the things of that sort, on your lunch breaks, and you're complaining about your debt. And how you're struggling, things of that sort.
Because at least don't give a damn about you either.
Yeah. Get Job 18:5, boy.
This ain't Leave It to Beaver, man. This ain't the Andy Griffin show. You know,
when using your height.
When using your height.
That's right. You fucked up when you put those satellites into the heavens, man. That was your downfall.
You really fucked up when you brought us over here. You know, I mean, I know what you mean.
No.
You know, but it's just
right.
That was a mark of time. That satellites in the sky, that was a mark of your end. You know,
right. It started with you bringing us over here.
You touched it.
Yeah, you fucked up.
You fucked his eye, man.
Don't touch his kid.
Yeah.
You put your hands on my kids, you want to.
I think that word apple goes into like some delicate.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I'm gonna get that.
Well, all you gotta do is just touch it.
And that's heavy because I got a follow-up piece up for that. Come on now. Baruch 4:26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken away as flock caught of the enemies. Be of good. Yeah,
how was they taken away?
Yeah.
Be a slave.
Yeah.
Those rough ways taught us what? To become Gentiles.
Yep.
You know?
Then you got those passageways too. Those are rough ways.
Yeah.
You know, from West Africa to the Americas.
Yeah.
You know?
I think about the scripture, how we was violently tossed like a ball.
Come on, man.
And also from the spiritual sense of philosophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which are all anti-Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Dog. You know, where it goes to how we was like tossed. No, not that one. Oh, it goes to the scripture. Going to the winds, how we was carried back and forth to the different winds.
Yeah.
You know, different winds and doctrines.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Book of Ephesians.
Yeah, that's it, B. You can get that, B. And that's like our delicate ones going rough way because when we did that, we discontinued from our heritage.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. So from a spiritual sense and a physical sense. It's the transatlantic slave trade. And then from a spiritual sense, well, we became Gentiles, or we further became Gentiles. Yeah. Westernization, Christianity, believing in this system, black culture.
How you still see Jay still getting messed up now, like Nolan Wells, things of that sort?
Right.
Because that Christianity doctrine thinking that you love everybody, you're supposed to love everybody, everybody's your friend.
Right.
But when you actually read and tap into the volume of the book, you'll see that you have biblical enemies according to the scriptures.
And even we don't even supposed to be friends 2/3 of our people. Because even Jeremiah 7:11 or 7:14 tells you pray not for this people.
Our forefathers said, can two walk together unless they be agreed?
That's right. So we have to be aligned in the spirit.
The 2/3, that's a worse Edomite. Edomite, man.
That's it. He's in the spirit of Satan.
He's in the spirit of Satan.
I'm thinking about that, bro.
It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, and verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Right, because the delicate ways basically is what? The scriptures. Right? Keeping us brotherly and things of that nature. But when you go to these different philosophies, you become Gentiles, and that's what's involved for what? A rough way, man. That lifestyle is a rough way because ultimately it leads to your death and destruction.
Yeah, that's right. It goes to the wages of sin.
Yeah,
Death.
that's right.
So it's really like not a lifestyle, it's a death style.
It's a death style.
Like the American way, westernization, things of that sort. Those are death styles for our people.
The American diet.
Yeah,
Right.
American diet.
Death style.
And then what die goes into your manner of life. And even the scripture tells us what we supposed to eat Yahushua, we supposed to drink Yahushua. That's our spiritual diet.
This truth, along with this brotherhood, that's Jerusalem in itself.
Yeah.
Like where we are, and we come together.
Yeah.
That's Jerusalem.
That's right.
We're supposed to have little Jerusalem scattered throughout America.
That's right.
These different sanctuaries, those are little Jerusalems.
That's right.
So we're in the world, but we're not of the world.
Isaiah the 19th chapter, these small sanctuaries.
Yeah, that's right.
You
throughout Egypt.
That's right, bro.
That's the beauty of it, man.
And Egypt is America is modern day Egypt.
Straight up.
All you gotta do is connect the dots by the philosophies of America and research the philosophies of Egypt, and then you will see the correlation.
Jay wanted to get carnal, so you're gonna see physical aspects. Yeah. Look at the different Egyptian signs.
That's it.
The obelisk.
That's right.
The Amazon sign, the logo. That's right. That goes back to an Egyptian Venus.
That's right. The Shell Station got that that sun. Sun worship.
Yep, the sun god.
With going back to the sun god.
It says, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness.
Right. Sleight means what? Craftiness. Right? So you have like false prophets such as Nate and them teaching you one way to be united in Christ, but we through the spirit of Yahweh, through the spirit of Yahweh Shemashah, some of the apostles, we're telling you need to be united in Yahweh Shemashah.
Yeah, because they use deception and trickery.
That's right. That's right. And then part of that deception and trickery is they'll tell you who you are, but they won't give you the name. And if you don't got the name, you don't have the spirit, man. Go ahead, bro.
And cunning craftiness,
right.
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
Right, that's what they do. They lie in wait or waiting to deceive, because why? They're hirelings. They get paid to do so. You don't get a fucking allegedly $150 million net worth without being unrighteous.
They made a covenant with the heathen.
Yeah. The gift destroys the heart.
No integrity.
And that goes into your innocence. So you're not innocent. You had one too, bro. I got Joel 18:5. Okay.
It's Joel 18 verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked should be put out.
Right. Hey, the light of the wicked shall be put out. And we're coming into the end of the rulership of the wicked. Right? The light is going into what their philosophies. They believe in Satanism, in the format of Christianity, black culture, so on and so forth. Anything that's outside of this doctrine is Satanism.
And the spark of his fire should not shine.
Same thing. It's saying the same thing. Go ahead.
The light should be dark in his tabernacle.
Right.
His candle should be put out with him.
Right, because ultimately Yahweh Shemashah is going to dispatch Yahweh to put an end to this rulership, man. And that light is becoming darker now because you have the prophets, which is an extension of Yahweh through Yahweh, administered by the angels. That's the mechanism of the Holy Spirit. And by the prophecy, by the prophesying at these small sanctuaries and doing our videos, we're dimming the light of the wicked. Things are not the same no more, man. You want to blame it on COVID? Yeah, you can blame it too. But most importantly, blame it on the prophets. So you got three witnesses. You got the northern kingdom, you got the southern kingdom, that's going into the prophets, as well as the the third witness, the other nations, those whistleblowers. And under the summons of three witnesses, a motherfucker can't be put to death.
Verse 7, NLT, will read this one. The confident stride of the wicked will be shortened. Their own schemes will be their downfall.
Right, your own schemes going into what? Your objectives to attain the New World Order. That's it. Go ahead.
It says, verse 8, the wicked walk in a net, they fall into a pit.
Meaning what? What you're doing, your same agenda, your same schemes, your same craftiness is going to ultimately be your downfall. It's ultimately going to be your downfall.
A trap grabs them by the heel, a snare holds them tight. A noose lies hidden on the ground, a rope is stretched across their path.
So the Most High is using that to set you up to bring your downfall. The attainment of the New World Order. And what's the main agenda? Order out of chaos. Go ahead, bro.
Terrorists surround the wicked and trouble them at every step.
Meaning what? Calamities, distresses, perplexes. Right? Because at the end of the day, they're fucked up too, because you got the angels on the right-hand side manipulating certain things, certain mechanisms, so their plan doesn't go right. Go ahead, bro.
Like Elder Pastor Carr say, like the time moving fast right now, just imagine when they implement that RFID technology. That's right, bro. Time's gonna move by super fast. It says hunger depletes their strength, and calamity waits for them to
Meaning
stop.
what? Their hunger. They're I think in the KJV, meaning they're hunger bits. So when you're hunger bits, meaning what? You're weak. So it's a spiritual ceiling that you're not going to be able to attain it, in a full capacity. Going into the New World Order, meaning you're hunger bits, and if a person is hunger bits, they're not at full strength.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, bro. Verse 13, 14. Disease eats their skin, death devours their limbs.
Mm-hmm.
They are torn from the security of their homes.
Go ahead.
And are brought down to the king of terrors.
Go ahead. Who's the king of? Hey, jump back to KJV.
It says, verse 14, KJV, his confidence should be rooted out of his tabernacle.
Going to what? Your ego. Go ahead.
And this should bring him to the king of terrors.
Now, who's the king of terrors? That's Yahweh Shemashah. Go ahead.
He should dwell in his tabernacle because it is none of his.
Mm-hmm.
Brimstone should be scattered upon his habitation.
What's the brimstones? That's talking about what? The nuclear destruction. Go ahead. I want to say, didn't it say something about the firstborn?
This is verse 16. His roots should be dried up beneath, and above should his branch be cut off.
Mm-hmm.
His remembrance should perish from the earth. He should have no name in the street.
Mm-hmm.
He should be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He should neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining of his dwellings. They that come after him should be astonished at his day, and they that went before were affrighted.
All right, so ultimately, that's going into the destruction of Esau, right? Which means his kingdom will be terrorized and destroyed by Yahushua and the holy angels, and Yahushua, as well as the angels, is bringing laser beam fire, and then you're going to have nuclear destruction. But I want to say it was also classifying Yahushua as their firstborn, going into how Yahushua was going to be dispatched from the spiritual realm to bring a downfall to this man's kingdom.
No, you good. You good. Was there something else?
Thank you. Romans 9 and 28. For he, referring to Yahushua, will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness. Going to that 60 minutes.
Right. And the marking of the 6. So Esau's vibration is a 6, right? They want 6G to power the microchip. But at the same time frame, how is the Most High going to mark the 6? Because he's going to use that 60 minutes to destroy your rulership. So do you see the vibration of the 6?
Yeah.
On the left hand, they use it to power the microchip, but then in 60 minutes, the Most High is going to use your house shot to bring a downfall to your society.
I can say something to point.
Yeah,
To show you how stupid they are too, because the number 6, it means you're short of perfection.
Dang.
That's why it's the number of a man.
Dang.
You mortal.
And 6 also means to cut.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Oh, bro. That's heavy. You see it.
The stone without hands?
Yeah. So cut. So back in Romans 9:28, for he will finish the work and cut it. So here it said Romans 9:28, for he will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because in short work with the Lord.
That's 6. Yeah. So fuck Drake.
Yeah.
The 6, dog. You're going to be destroyed in 60 minutes, which is a short work. When you think about the landmass of America, and for America to be destroyed in 60 minutes, that's power, man.
Right.
Because in short work with the Lord Yahushua make upon the earth.
And that's why the scripture said, what? I saw Satan falling from heaven. That's lightning.
They had that show, remember that show 60 Minutes?
Yeah.
The clock ticking.
Yeah.
In 1 hour.
I hated this.
Yeah,
It's all boring. He's all boring, man.
Yeah.
Hey, but with that, we want to draw this to a closing. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
We also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the House of David the elect. Abba Bao. Come Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Water, fresh off the stove?
Yeah, it feels like that. Sorry, bro.
Oh, man.